Gets too bumpy.
Yeah. All right, Dick Rochfort back with you. This is an RNAV approach at Carroll County Airport, runway 16. And we've loaded the full approach, direct Unitas, and then noted with interest that our turn to Unitas to the runway is greater than 90 degrees. And if this were actually an IFR flight, we would request the straight-in approach, direct Unitas for the straight-in approach, no doubt be cleared for that. Once we have that clearance, we come down and remove the hold. And I know you all know how to do that. It's covered in other books. And on this NXI, or G, I should say, NG version of the G3000, we have the default glide of 3 degrees that gets populated when we're working with an approach. So this is easy peasy. We have auto throttle on this one. We have it in the manual mode, and we've asked the airplane for 160 knots. So now as we approach Unitas, we can get a flow done. So pumps and igniters manual, HOTS is required, pulse on,
landing light on,
and landing light on because we're not expecting a clearance because it's non-towered. All right, and now then we should slow to our approach speed of 130 knots. And I like to use 130 knots because it's right where ice penetration and VA cross. So if it's at night, you're not sure about the weather, you'll be in a good stead. Although with this airplane, it's very easy to get to that 130. In this case, it requires less power than Betty likes, and so she's going to remind us the gear's not down, just to be ornery. Now the VNAV caret is a function of what we've been doing. So inside of Unitas, 3000 is true, and 1900 after at Dispel. So we can go now to 19, 1900. And we can do that couple of different ways. We can arm the VNAV, and that gives us a centered caret. Actually, we're a little late. The caret has already gone through and the path is armed. So we can go VS and get going.
Yep.
And then when it catches the caret, it'll go. It'll grab it.
Check gear.
Do you understand what I just said?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Are you going to need a
more
descent rate?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
And we're clean, although that's okay. That's the way we want it.
Yep.
No, don't want to touch gear. The idea is when we get to Dispel, we'll be at 1900. That's our go down. This airplane's so automatic, it's not even funny. It has a high VMO of 250 knots. So if you're okay with the bumps, and I'm okay with these light bumps today, we can take advantage of this extraordinary VMO. So we've asked it for 130. It's not doing it because it has a minimum power setting, and we're there. 250 knots, or correction, 250 pounds of torque. But as we level off, that'll change here in just a minute. Turn these up a little bit.
Yep.
Carol, traffic Skyhook 3514 uniform, turning final, 34, Carol.
Alright, so Carroll County's using runway 34 today, and we're north of the field, so we've been practicing intercepts with the RNAV 16, which I consider safe given that we're paying attention and there's nobody out at this end at this time. You may see in other videos we're doing this, and it can be done quite safely. We'll make the necessary calls, but we're not going to ask anybody to get out of our way. All right, so here we are at 1900, and the VNAV is there. Also, glide is present. This time we won't get the glide path till the final approach fix. The reason is we're at the correct altitude.
Yep.
The reason we did it the other way last time is just for demonstration.
672.0, turning right downwind, runway 34, Carol.
Alright, so we know our distance from the field here.
You gotta go.
That's a 5 mile ring, so we're
split it.
4.5 miles.
Alright.
That's okay, it's okay. 4.5 miles.
Yep.
But yeah, truth be told, if we split that number 1 GT N and then go full on this side, we'll have the numbers under here. Because we set up one map, the number 2 GTC this way,
Glide
and
slope
the number 1 that way. Yeah, so glide slope is centering, so go down, gear down, nacho flaps, and 120 knots on the airspeed. And that gets adjudicated right there. Note the path marker, the little green circle, comes right down to the threshold. And voila. Alright, let's be a little more, so we get somebody 500. So let's go mist right now.
One missed.
And turn left. Good. Positive rate of climb.
Traffic Diamond 6
Gear's coming up.
turning right base.
Gear
runway 34,
flaps.
Carol.
Sir, traffic Skyhook 3514, uniform, turning crosswind
Meridian.
for Carol.
Meridian is 3 miles to the north and departing the area to the east, Carroll County.
Why does auto throttle do? Oh, because we're on manual, not flight management.
Yep, that's all right. Yep.
And now it's doing it again.
We'll put it back in manual.
Check
And then
here.
tell it what speed you want, 130 knots.
Traffic Diamond 6
Yeah, but I want to go up to. I see what the problem
runway
is.
34, full stop.
130 knots, do that right away. 130. Here, 130.
Skyhook 3514,
Now let's go here.
uniform, downwind 34.
And let's go to 3,500.
Well, but
See, I had it.
understand,
Yep.
but remember, airspeed is one thing, altitude's another.
Yep.
We want 130, and the reason we do it for a go-around is because it's ice penetration and VA.
Oh, got it.
And there's no reason ever to do anything more than once differently. In other words, if you know that, if you've studied it and you know the best thing is a particular number, don't mess with other numbers. It's just not necessary. And now Betty says 200 to go. Or I think it was 1,000 to go.
1,000. Sorry.
But it'll hold 130 knots.
Yep.
You know, that's what we're after. There's 200 to go. All right, now you can tell it 160 if you want, so we don't have to listen to her. Nicely done.
Skyhook 3514, uniform, turning base.
So the missed approach is really just management. It's not really doing anything. And to manage correctly, you have to know what you want the autopilot to do. And secondarily, you have to know how to make it do it. And I think we're all there.
Yeah. We didn't tell it we wanted to go to 3,500 on the miss. Yeah. We had it at 1,900, which is
so it's going to. That's right.
Yeah,
So
that's where I wanted it. That's why the throttle came back.
So ask yourself 3 questions at any point in time. Which way? How high or low? What's next? And if you can't answer those 3 questions, you're behind the airplane. And it's just that easy. Dick Rochfort, fly safely. Train off it.